Darvin, as you kind of catch your breath from that one, what stands out the most from the end of the fourth quarter and on into overtime that made the difference for you down the stretch?
Darvin, after game two, way back here. After game two, AD said that if I play like this, we can't win. How did you guys survive an off night from him offensively? And then secondly, you mentioned LeBron sort of his will to win 80 huge baskets, I think a tip, and that kind of hustle play to start overtime. How big was that for him to get something out of tonight?
Those are huge. And, no matter what happens in the game, you got to continuously look forward. You got to look forward to the next possession. As long as there's possessions left in the game, you cry, you moan over certain things that's not going your way. And that frustration, that stress can bleed into 3, 4, 5 of the next plays. So you got to have a short memory in terms of things that are happening, obviously, and specifically the negative things that you may experience during the course of a game and a playoff game. And he just kept fighting through. And, other guys had to step up and chip in. We saw Bron in his closing performance just doing everything on both sides of the ball. But I got to give a huge shout out again to D'Angelo Russell. I mean, we were flailing at best offensively, and he was able to catch fire. And, man, he put us on his back offensively and put us back in position to have a chance to close the gap, eclipse it, and walk away with the win. If D'Lo doesn't play the way he played, we don't win this game.
Mark. Hey, Darvin, another one on 80. What's the medical staff said on how he's been hanging in with his hip issues and all that?
Well, he's hanging in there, man. It's definitely hurting, but it's something that's not, something that's going to keep him out. We just have to manage it the best we can, and it's constant around-the-clock treatment.
Darvin, you just mentioned D'Lo, but those 3 threes in the middle of the fourth before he fouled out, how critical was that stretch of the game? And he had kind of been having a quiet game up to that point, and then he unleashes with those 3.
It was huge. He laughs and we joke. It's like he said, I can miss 5 in a row and I can go turn around and make 10 in a row. And I was actually thinking about that as he was knocking them down. But, just him just staying ready to be aggressive, staying ready in attack mode. We need that, just like we needed Vando's energy early. And Vando knocked down a couple of corner threes. His presence, his activity on Ja. It's obviously not an easy matchup by any stretch of the imagination. And Dennis's his performance defensively with Ja. I mean, we just got contributions from all over the place. And, D'Lo, again, right at the top of that list, along with Bron and several others, that allowed us to get in a position to come out on top.
Yeah, Darvin, even after all this time, do you find yourself amazed at LeBron? Do you ever say wow while you're watching him?
Oh, absolutely. But at the same time, we can always get better. And when we break down our film, we see things during the point in the game, the clips we watch at halftime. He's not perfect. Sometimes there's breakdowns, but at the end of the day, he's a guy that can quickly recalibrate and not make the same mistake twice. And so, and some of it is fatigue. I mean, we're pushing them hard. They're playing more minutes, obviously overtime game. But this is what it's about. This is what the load management is about. For these guys to be able to exert themselves at a higher level at this time of the year. But, he's nothing short of amazing, man. But it doesn't surprise me. If you watch him every day and see how he prepares, then he's putting himself in the best position to be not just available to play or to play, well in stretches, but to be elite at the top of the list in terms of, how he performs for his team. So, yes, it's really, really special. I don't take it for granted to be in this position to be able to coach him.
Darvin, I think you used the term Swiss Army knife glowingly about LeBron in the past because obviously he has so many skills he brings to the game, but just the way he adapted his approach tonight, taking charges, 20 rebounds for the first time in his entire career, playoffs and regular season included. How do you see him, kind of cater his approach to the opponent, to what the game calls for?
No, he audibles, man. And like he's a high IQ basketball player. That's why he is who he is, and he's been able to be, at such a high level for so long. Once he figures out what's going on, who the matchups are, what the matchups are, who we want to try to go at, he's great about coming up with the plays, the sets that is going to expose that. So he's constantly thinking the game. He's constantly looking at what are the matchups, coverages. Definitely forthcoming about whenever he needs to get subbed out real quick, or we should take a timeout or not. The communication is constant with him. So, and you need that. It's got to be a collaborative effort between the coaches and the players in order for us to extract the best possible resources we can out of our ball club. So, yeah, he was doing that. That was on full display tonight as well. And that shot at 20, his first time 20 rebounds, huh? That's huge. And again, the rebounding, the little things. We said in the huddle, 3 areas, we wanted to try to get under control against this team, and that was transition defense, our defensive rebounding, and also getting great looks when we have the ball, not being loose with the ball. Our ball security was imperative to us trying to get, a win tonight. And down the stretch, the latter stages of the fourth and definitely the overtime, I felt like we did all 3 of those.
Coach, it's been a long time since this building felt like this for a Lakers game. What has it been like on the court, feeling these fans' energy from the play-in game and now through the first 2 home games here?
No, it's been nothing short of amazing. You can tell they're absolutely 1,000% vested in this team. And, we're going to try to do our due diligence and everything in our power to make sure that doesn't change, to give them something to scream and cheer and be proud of, and it's beautiful, man. I was here once upon a time starting out my NBA coaching career, so I've seen what this building can be and what it can be like in these circumstances. And again, we're just happy and we're thrilled that we can be in a position to have them come out and be extremely proud of the purple and gold.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.